Ladies and gentlemen, today is October 23rd, 2013, and this is the KNKL show number 111. That's my favorite number. It just dawned on me today that we are actually on number 111, and that is my favorite number. And this is the show where we learn to be better artists. I'm your host, Kienan Lafferty, and today we're going to be jumping back into what we were working on yesterday. Basically, our shortcomings as artists. Mine happens to be capturing likeness in caricatures. And yesterday I was working on Josh Baylock from what's it called, Video Game High School. And yeah, we didn't really get anything that I really liked. And basically what I was doing yesterday was I was trying to show you guys that you need to be comfortable with not being good at something and just being willing to do it very badly at first, okay? So this is the first one I did, and that was probably, the closest of any, but I always wanted to do like these types of caricatures. Like I love these types of caricatures, and this is not Josh Baylock, although it's probably closer than who I was modeling it off of, which was Day 9, but it's just funny. I just noticed that it looks more like him. But I always wanted to do more of this, like really just morphing the head and exaggerating stuff and just trying to get stuff down as opposed to doing kind of like a cartoony version of them. So let me show you guys a couple. That was probably the one. That was the last one that we did. And again, it sucked. I was like barely like moving the jaw a little bit, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm exaggerating, right?" But in actuality, it still sucked. So anyway, let's see. Let me show you guys the ones that I did of Day 9. For those of you, I'm a huge fan of Day 9. And I wanted to do some more caricatures of likeness, so I picked him. And then I did these yesterday, and I really like these. Like, these were a huge step forward as far as I was concerned. Like, I did this one, I was like, that is so funny. I love it. It cracked me up just looking at this, because it does remind me of Day 9, as well as this one here. And what's interesting to me was that, like, I always thought that when you caricature somebody's face, there's like a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. Like if they have a big, like jaw bone or something, like the lower half of their face is really, dominant, then you can only exaggerate that. Like you can't exaggerate their forehead, or it has to be like one or the other, or you can't do both. I thought there was like certain rules that went into it. But what I'm very quickly starting to understand is there's almost no rules to it. But then also the other thing that's interesting is that these two were also modeled off of Day 9. But these don't look anything like him. This looks like some freaking Latino cholo, from the hood down here. And this guy looks like, I don't know who he is, but I like his head though. So I like I just like the variety of faces that you can get. Even though it doesn't match the likeness of the person, it still creates a cool character, and it creates a person there. So I still find that to be very fun. But I was looking at these, and I was like, okay, the thing that is the same about both of these is the relationship between the eyes and the nose, right? And then also, one of the things is just heavily exaggerated, right? Because I was like barely moving stuff around, barely changing the jaw, barely changing the shape of the face. And I did some searches online for just, caricatures. And I remember seeing like these awesome caricatures from Lost back when that was on the air, and that was really popular. People would do these amazing caricatures of these characters, and they would completely just distort the face to the point where it looked like a banana or something. I think there was a John Locke one that looked like his face was literally a banana, and it still looked like him. Like I was like, okay, this shows me that there is something to that, and I gotta learn how to do that. So anyway, those were some of the things that I did yesterday. Made the cholo. I love this. This actually looks like my brother or something. I love it. And that was my second attempt at Josh Baylock, and it still sucked. But yeah, we gotta be okay with it. We gotta be okay with it. And yeah, so now I'm just trying to figure out, I'm trying to do some more studies on the exaggeration, the shapes that go into it, what the rules of caricaturing are. And today we're going to be working on Rick from Walking Dead. So earlier in the break, for those of you who were watching the pre-show, I did like a couple quick things here. A couple quick sketches. This is the first one right here, which I really like. I really like that one. I think that one has a lot of potential. And then I did this one too. And very quickly you can notice that even though I've kind of changed the facial structure, or I have changed the facial structure, so I don't think that this one is going to work. And let's let's go ahead and just like go into the shapes that I've used, and sort of from the little amount that I've learned over the last day, let me tell you why the second one will not work as well and what changes that we could do to make it work. Okay, so one of the things that I think kind of keeps a caricature from working properly is you need to keep in mind, well, I don't know. I mean, from my understanding, what works best for me is you notice that there's a general like inward angle happening on his face, right? But now on this one, the angle is almost reversed. Like, see, so now it's going upwards. So that's the exact opposite of what his face is doing over here. Now, granted, I still think there's a way to do this, but if that were the case, if keeping the frame of the face the same general shape was important, then in that case I would go for this one, right? Because now we've really, I think this one has a higher probability of looking like him because, again, it has that inward curve happening, you know, inward curves. And then it's got like this eye line going across like that. We've got that as well. It's got this really like low dipping nose, and I just really exaggerated that. Another thing that I've noticed really helps me is I was checking out the PDF version of Fun with a Pencil. For those of you who haven't seen that before, it's actually really cool. But I remember I thought I remember there being like a section on caricaturing in it. I kind of just really skimmed it really quickly. But I did notice that when he talks about creating faces, he sort of creates like a general shape like this, and then he creates circles for the cheeks, and then he kind of connects them like that. And I really liked that because that allowed me to like look in the actual face that's happening over here and like pick out the circles and then almost like drop them in, and it really helps me to kind of just, it's almost like another extra measurement that you can do, and then you can see the relationship between those circles and the nose. So with all that happening, like I said, I could see this one working a lot better. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to fly by the seat of our pants, and we're going to jump into this and see what we can make for ourselves, okay? I don't promise anything amazing, but we'll see what we can do, okay? And I'll kind of talk you through the process, my learning process. As hard as it is to learn and draw at the same time, I suppose. Well, we've done joint study sessions before. What am I talking about? I will do my best to relay what is going on within my tiny brain to you guys. And I hope you're all doing great today. It is a beautiful Wednesday. It's starting to get really chilly down here in Utah. I really like it. But yeah. Another thing that I really like to do is I like to play off of shadows as well. So if I'm working from a photo reference, it's really easy for me to just kind of like take the brush and just kind of lay down shadow on the whole side of his head. And then what I can do is use that kind of to my advantage to kind of just pick out, you know, the big shapes that I see. And what I want to do actually is something that I did with this drawing of day 9, or what was supposed to be day 9, this one right here, where it made his forehead like monstrous. I think that will work for our buddy Rick over here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's enlarge the forehead. Let's give him some knowledge. Let's give him the power of knowledge. And let's just exaggerate this shape that's happening right there. See that? Let's just bring that way up there. And his hair kind of comes to a point like that a lot. And I like the fact that his ears are high, you know, because he's kind of staring down, right? Looking down the barrel of the gun. And so his ears are naturally going to be up a little bit higher. I'm already seeing something in this. I'm already seeing a little something in this. Really like it. And one thing that I've noticed that's really important, I think, is just, it's almost like if you get the eyes right, it seems like everything else kind of falls into place. It's really interesting. And I can't tell you guys like how much I've enjoyed just doing this over the past couple days. Like, you know, because I'm super excited about getting the latest part of Emma out, which is going to be out very soon. I'm almost done coloring everything, and we're going to be releasing soon, along with possibly some other surprises for you guys. But it's another conversation for next week. But I was like, oh, I don't know if I have time for this. I don't know if I have time for this. And I was just literally laying awake in bed because I was so intrigued by the new challenge. You know, something that I was really interested in that I didn't know anything about, you know, art related. And I just think that that's really cool. You know, that's a really cool feeling to just be so intrigued by something that you know nothing about, and then once you do it, you can add it to your skills. It's just another tool that you've added to it. It's like the whole skill of caricaturing is such an enigmatic thing to me. Like, I don't know anything about it. I like the fact that his hair kind of comes out like this. See those little points? See, that's what I'm doing here. I'm kind of exaggerating those little points. Even though they're like subliminal, you probably don't pick them up when you first look at him. But I'm going to go ahead and exaggerate those because I really like that a lot. And I'm actually not that good at drawing guys. Like, I haven't drawn a lot of male characters ever. Like, basically throughout my entire like artistic life. The only reason I started drawing, I was heavily influenced by anime because I like to draw the girls, right? And I was like, guys, I'm a guy. I could just draw myself. I can look at my sexy body in the mirror and just draw what I see, right? My nice belly and everything, and you know. I look like an underwear model, when you go to Target or whatever. That's basically me. And yeah, if I ever need to do that, I just look at myself in the mirror. Drawing guys is not that hard. But what I've realized is that it actually is very hard. Drawing people in general and drawing men is a very interesting and fun challenge. So anyway, that's enough of that. Let's continue. Okay, so already this is actually working pretty well. I'm really liking this a lot. I feel like this is leaps and bounds over what we were doing yesterday. You know what I mean? And I was doing some quick research just online, and they said something that kind of made it click for me. And again, I've talked with you guys about this as well on the show, but they say, you should be prepared to draw like 500 like terrible caricatures. You just be prepared to just lay out hundreds and hundreds of characters that just don't work exactly to what you want them to be, right? And I was pretty much prepared for that. And once I kind of just let go and again just allowed myself to do it badly at first, then I noticed like I was making progress, with each new one, and I was really enjoying it. So this is looking pretty good. I do like this. Looking a little bit more like Bruce Willis to me than the guy that plays Rick. I don't know this actor's name. Maybe one of you can enlighten me. I don't watch a lot of TV. But, yeah, too busy playing video games and making comics, Working. I think something that might help is I'm kind of bringing his chin to a point, and he doesn't have a very pointy chin. He has a more rounded bottom jaw. So let's go ahead and let's really round it. Let's really round it and see if that gives us a little bit more of the effect we're going for. So another thing I've noticed is cheekbones tends to really help a lot. Drawing in good cheekbones helps the world go round. I like all these wrinkles in his head too. I think that's definitely part of his character. Don't want to lose that. Yeah, that's good. It's also got like lighter eyes. Maybe that'll help with it too. Also, let's not forget the giant shadow under here. I think shadows plays a big part in it. You gotta make sure you get those shadows down. And I'm just kind of picking out, again, brow line or jaw lines really helps a lot too, and hairlines, jaw lines and hairlines as well. Like, pay attention to this right here. You see how it kind of goes up? Let me use a different color. See, this is what I'm looking at right here. See how it goes up, in, out, and then back in like that? Same thing here. The jawline goes up and in, and then it goes out again. So I'm basically going, up and then out again, like that. Up, out, like that. So I'm just exaggerating those shapes. I'm taking note of those shapes, and now I'm exaggerating. Continuing. He looks like Megamind. Yes, he does. I'm actually liking this. It still doesn't look exactly like him, but again, it's like the worst that happens is I'm learning more about drawing people, and this is something that I just don't do enough. I don't draw enough realistic people. I love drawing comic book people, but drawing realistic people is something that I just don't do a lot of, and I need to do more of. So let's go ahead and make sure we got this sideburn thing going on there. Let's bring it in, and let's really exaggerate this thing going up his head, going up his forehead. One thing I often do is I under-exaggerate the hairline on characters. So when I'm caricaturing, I just make their foreheads massive. If they have even the slightest big forehead, I will absolutely make it huge. Make it massive. Yeah! Alright. Yeah, I'm liking this a lot. This is really fun. I hope you guys are enjoying this, maybe learning something on your own. So I'm going to go ahead and kick this. I'm going to kick this jawline out quite a bit as well. See if that'll help a little bit more. Quite a bit more. He's got this nose here. Oh, that's awesome. Oh man, this stuff makes me chuckle. But yeah, I was actually really happy with just how quickly I've been I don't want to say improving. I'm not saying I'm like a master yet because I still don't. This is not exactly him, But like I'm really enjoying working in black and white like this, or just with values, and just studying faces, right? Because I think when you study exaggeration of a face, it almost like you can then just dial it down, But if all you ever do is portraits and stuff, then you don't know how to, you don't know how to like. It seems like when you study the crazy end of the spectrum, then you can kind of like you can subtly caricature people. Because I think even in a portrait, I like to just subtly caricature people. But it's awesome, It's like once you grasp the knowledge of the end of the spectrum, then you can kind of bring it back. You can bring it back, and then you can use it, whatever you're doing. That barely made any sense, but you know what I'm saying. All right, let's go ahead and just use the awesomeness of our chalk brush. You see what I did there? All I did, I just erased it. That's all I did. Just erased it, and it creates stubble. Stubble on the double. Okay. I'm actually liking that a lot. I'm liking it very much. Yeah. Okay, so let's continue with the rest of his body. Okay. This is looking really cool. I feel like I kind of know what I'm doing. It's awesome. What a great feeling. What a great feeling. I never thought I would feel this way. Never thought I'd feel this way. I want to get this thing, like I kind of want to caricature the way he's like holding his gun and everything too, like that would be awesome. And another thing that I'm seeing here is another thing that really helps me with caricaturing is paying attention to the relationships between the eyes and the nose, right? Like that triangle that's happening. And as well as like, I almost feel like where I was messing up before was I wasn't committing completely to what I wanted to caricature him as, right? Like I was like, oh, okay, well he's got kind of a, he's got a big forehead, so I'll make it just a little bit bigger, But really, I think where good caricatures come in is that they like super commit. So they'll make a massive forehead and then they'll shrink every other part of the face, It's really awesome. I think that's what really good caricature artists do. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this lasso tool here. Just kind of do a little bit of that. Kind of cheat a little bit. Don't judge. Don't judge me. Cool. Actually, I think that helped it. That helped it quite a bit. because I think the biggest thing in a caricature, as far as likeness, is kind of just dropping the main things that make that character look like that person. And you know, everybody says that, but it's like, what makes the person look like the person? And I think it's the prominent features. It's the prominent features that basically push him away from being a Ken head. You know, it's like, what makes this character that character? And I would say, okay, well, I like that his nose just like, it really dips down. He's got like these squinty, kind of shifty eyes looking over there, and he's got this awesome stubble, and just like, I think the folds like of skin that are just happening within the mouth is another really awesome place to capture character. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the rest of this body on there. And I'm going to go ahead and take some questions. Questions. Alright, so let's go ahead and draw on this neck here. But yeah, for those of you who haven't thought of doing caricatures before, see, another thing that I used to think about caricatures was, oh, that's just for people that want to work at Magic Mountain. You know, it's like, there's no skill involved in that. It's super easy. You know, anybody can do a caricature. And so I was like, I'm not going to be working at Magic Mountain, you know, doing caricatures, so it's probably not viable for me to even bother with learning that. But little did I know I was actually an idiot, and that doing caricatures is very awesome. It's a very awesome skill. And it's something that I think everybody should do. Everybody should definitely learn how to do caricatures. Like I said, I'm not the end-all. I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet, but I feel like I'm getting a grasp on it. I'm getting better and better. Getting better and better just because I allowed myself to suck, right? Allow yourself to suck, and then before you know it, you'll start grasping things. You'll very quickly start to get an idea of what the heck is going on. Alright. So, ooh, I like this arm like coming at us too. This is awesome. Yeah! Let's get that freaking gun right in our face. Alright. Yeah, this is cool. He's got a little bit of chest hair too. Let's put in that manly chest hair. See, that's why I love the chalk brush too. It's super versatile. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who might be new to the show, I always put a link to my brushes in my YouTube description. So if you like this brush that I'm using, you can go ahead and download it for yourself, try it out. It's super versatile. I love the chalk brush so much. I actually think it's one of the default brushes that comes with Photoshop, so you might not even need to download the brushes. You get freebies. Everybody loves freebies. Okay. Let's go ahead and drop in this pocket here. And then we're going to have the rest of this shirt happening over here. That's good. Just working with values. That's all I'm doing. Just drawing shapes. I'm drawing shapes. I'm not drawing a shirt. I'm just drawing the shapes of the shadows. That makes it oh so much easier. Let's go ahead and draw in some of those folds. These folds as well. Let's go ahead and drop in the shading we got going on there. Lovely. Yeah, this is also good foreshortening exercise. Really, really good foreshortening exercise. Love this. Oh, I didn't realize his neck is on the other side too. Oh, necks are another really fun thing. I've come to notice. Necks is just, even like that slight little bit of neck is showing, I just like punch it like way far out, you know? It makes the character look so much more awesome. I love necks. next to where it's at. Don't forget it. Dude, this is cool. I'm actually really happy with this. This is working really well. Yay! I look like I know what I'm doing! I love it when that happens. Alright, I'm probably going to draw the gun at a later time because that is going to require some perspective. Unless I give him like a freaking Looney Tunes gun. In fact, maybe I'll just give him that for right now. I'll give him a Looney Tunes gun for right now. Alright, and in the meantime, we've been going for about 25 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and ask that we open up question catapults. Question catapults. Any questions that you have for me? Please ask them in the chat to your right. To your right. And I will answer them if you have any. Or if not, I'll just shut up and keep drawing. Let's draw this Looney Tunes gun. And then we're done. Oh man, you guys got questions today. Yesterday you're all quiet. Yesterday you're all quiet. Now you guys got questions. Alright, Captain Big Butt has got a good one. He's asking, what are some challenges you face frequently while drawing that you find fun rather than annoying? Oh. Well, I think that's all just in the way that you kind of decide to look at stuff, right? That all has to do with how you choose to look at stuff. Because, I mean, any problem can be annoying if you let it get to you, right? But I think kind of what I've been trying to do over the past few days is just understanding that you're going to have some deficiencies as an artist. You're going to have things that you just plain suck at, right? And for me, it was capturing likeness and doing caricatures. But look at what's happened. We literally went from what we did yesterday. Look, let me show you what we did yesterday. We did this right there, that piece of crap. And then where was it? That, you know. So okay, so let's actually look at the progression here, right? We did this one, which is usually what I do for faces. And I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. Oh, now I'm going to really exaggerate it. Let's take the chin. He kind of has a big chin and like a long face. Let's make it like slightly longer, right? And it just sucked. And so I think really where it becomes fun is you understand that you're just not good at something, and then it almost like keeps you up at night. Keeps you up at night because it's like it's challenging you, right? It's saying you cannot have me, you cannot draw me, you do not have the skill, and you never will, right? But then deep down inside, you know that when people tell you you can't do stuff, it just pisses you off to the point where you want to prove them wrong, right? Because that's the way that artists are. People say we can't do it, we just like to do it just to spite them. We just like to do it so we can shove it in their face. So that's why I find that's where I find fun in learning about things that I'm not very good at. And we're like, well, you know what? I'll show you. I'm just gonna keep doing it, even if I suck, even if I do badly. I'm gonna learn really quickly. I'm gonna learn the things that work well for me and the things that don't. And then, before you know it, we're gonna be busting out stuff like this. And this is really, I'm really happy with this. Like, this is good, and it's just gonna keep getting better and better and better and better. All right. Next question coming in from, someone's suggesting I put my brushes on Twitch. I totally forgot about that. Yes, I will put that in the frequently asked questions. Thank you, Sundancer. Poco Loco Moco is asking, do you have any advice for drawing emotions? I have done a tutorial on this. Please search it on the YouTube channel. But in general, I like to, you notice how he has like kind of like a scowl on his face, right? If you're drawing this guy, he has like a scowl and his brows are like down. If you want to make somebody look more angry, it almost has more to do with when you're drawing good emotions. If you're drawing an angry guy, right? It's only so much to draw the head, right? The head and the emotion, right? But once you start playing around with like dropping the face, like dropping the plane of the face, right? Now you got a really angry guy, right? And then the next thing is, after that, is body language. Like, how does a person look with their body when they're like hunched over, they're ready to attack, you know? Their head is forward, they look very like aggressive, right? And a lot of emotion, I believe, is the relation of your body and your shoulders. It's not just in your face. So that would be my tip to you. Take a look at when you're drawing emotions, and even like stand in front of a mirror and be like, how do I feel when I'm happy? Oh, my shoulders are back. I'm like laughing. I'm like reeling back, laughing, slapping my knee, right? When I'm angry, I'm just like my head's down, right? My shoulders are tense, and right, I'm ready to go. So that can definitely help you out. So try that. All right, Ethan. I'm going to take one more question, and then we're done. XCC is at... Oh, a couple more questions, actually. XCC is asking, I'm good at drawing heads, but I can't seem to get the other body parts to fit with the head. Is there an easier way to make different body parts fit? This is a great question, XCC, and you can go back and check out my tutorial that's called, I think, Using the Force of the Artist. If you type that in, if you search that, that talks a lot about building, like, you can draw a head first, but really what's important is you want to think about when you're drawing an action, especially in an action pose, you have to draw the body first. You have to draw the entire figure first before you start drawing the face and all the details of the structure of the face and all that stuff. That's a common trap that a lot of people fall into. They'll draw this beautiful, you know, hot, sexy lady face, right? And then they want to like draw a body onto it, but then it's like just doesn't work because it's like in the wrong angle, and then it looks like her neck is like broken, like looking at you, you know. So yeah, Using the Force of the Artist. Check out that one. That'll help you out. And the last question coming in from Big Butt. He's talking about exaggerating the pose. He says that I exaggerated the pose, and it says it makes him look cooler and kind of gangster. And yeah, that's another thing. I mean, that's kind of a subtle thing, but yeah, definitely. It's there's so much that goes into a character. It's not just the face. It's not just the pose. It's everything together, and you can exaggerate. You can see the drawing. That's the common term that I've been hearing about. Caricature artists, they have to see the drawing first. They have to see that face, right? They have to look at this face, and then they need to see the morphing of it happening, like the finalized like face. And you just get like a quick flash of it, and then you just like, oh, okay, well, it's just I'm exaggerating this shape using this shape. I'm just gonna give him a fat forehead, and then I'm just gonna draw the rest of these things in there. And it seems like that's kind of where it comes in. But unfortunately, they say that you can't exactly teach caricaturing because you can't teach people to see. You know, you can't teach them to see it correctly. It's only something that you're going to be able to learn and figure out with experience on your own. And that's something I'm going to be looking forward to doing as I continue learning to do caricatures. And I appreciate that you guys are willing to sit around and watch me struggle my way through it. And yeah, just realize if you allow yourself to just do it badly, you're going to very quickly progress, as you've seen me. Literally, it's been 2 days, and I'm already like it's leaps and bounds over what we did yesterday. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and end today's show, episode 111. It's a lucky episode. Maybe that's why the thing turned out so well. But thank you for joining me live on Twitch, as usual. If you want on YouTube, thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. My name is Kienan Lafferty. See you guys tomorrow for Thoughtful Thursday. Until then, you guys take care. See ya.